The storage magazine contained 1.2 million off-spec detonators. Five months later, on November 21st, 1998, ICI explosives detonated a second magazine at the Tamaqua site. This magazine contained 4.3 million off-spec detonators. The two controlled detonations required an enormous amount of planning, involving a multitude of safety considerations. The ICI explosives technical team decided to detonate the two magazines because it suspected that copper azide may have formed in the stored detonators. Copper azide is one of the most sensitive explosives known to man, even more sensitive than nitroglycerin. Throughout the project, a safe working environment had to be ensured for all site personnel and the local community. For example, earth barricades were constructed to protect against fragmentation in the event of an unforeseen detonation. Vibration tests and modeling were conducted to establish safety criteria for working around the magazines. Seismic studies and fragmentation modeling were performed to ascertain the potential impact on site buildings, process equipment, utilities, and the neighboring community. And finally, roads were diverted to eliminate the need for traffic to pass by the magazines. A containment structure was built around each magazine to support the sand overmounding still to come. Construction procedures were specifically designed to minimize the amount of activity and vibration around the magazines. Foundations had to be dug by hand. Concrete forms were pre-assembled off-site before being transported to the magazines. The design required walls that were 5 feet thick for one magazine and 8 feet thick for the other. The roof structures required 5 feet thick reinforced concrete beams that were partially cast off-site. Once the beams were lowered into place, the structure was completed by pouring concrete to form a single unified roof. Each structure was then color-coded to facilitate post-blast evaluations. Prior to overmounding, each magazine was primed with pentolite boosters and detonating cord to initiate the mass detonations. For the overmounding, a special grade of sand was selected to ensure maximum suppression of the blast. A mathematical model was developed based upon field testing to determine the quantity of sand required to optimize the blast suppression. Heavy rubber blast mats were strategically placed within the mound to prevent the throw of fragments. The unloading and conveying of sand continued until the specified amount had been placed. For the smaller magazine, a total of 55,000 tons of sand was required, resulting in an overmound 60 feet high. For the larger magazine, 175,000 tons of sand was required, resulting in an overmound 80 feet high. On June 27, 1998, magazine number 5, the smaller magazine containing an equivalent to 4,400 pounds of TNT, was successfully detonated. On November 21, 1998, magazine number 70, containing an equivalent to 12,400 pounds of TNT, was also successfully detonated. Both detonations consumed all of the stored detonators. All fragmentation was contained within the sand pile. No one was injured. There was no damage to any on-site buildings, including the detonator production plant and the nearby nitroglycerin manufacturing plant. There was no damage to an environmentally sensitive stream running in close proximity to magazine number 70. There was no impact on the local community. After the two detonations, the area around each magazine was remediated and restored to its natural state.